crystal clear on my end. All the things. Finally got back in, and yeah, that was a true eye-opener of what it might be like in the future, you guys, for us dealing with AI. I really do hope that it is a little bit different in the systems when they're coming to take over the medical industry. So yeah, that was really fun. But today we are going to talk about some stuff that I know some of you have spoken to me about when it comes to physical therapy. And for the clients that I have worked with in physical therapy, I've used all of these things. The face tape is a little bit different because the same as the body tape that is used, the face tape does the same type of thing as in freezing the muscle, so you're not doing extra movements with it. So pretty much when people say it's a poor man's Botox or, Dysport, whatever it is that you use, they're not saying it's going to remove or erase the wrinkles that have already been created in your face. Wrinkles are created from a constant crease in the skin, and usually that happens with super dry skin, dehydrated skin. It's kind of crispy, so it crinkles like paper. So over time, it's just going over the same creases, and that's why it's created. That's why I'm a huge advocate on all of my all natural products, not to do a plug, shameless plug, but I really do love this. My eye care that I literally throughout the day, even on top of my makeup, I put it on. I put it around the face where I have those wrinkling starting, and I just keep that area moisturized. The older we get, the more dehydrated, got to drink more water, the elements outside, especially in the cold. It's definitely, or if you're in a dry climate, you just have to keep, people think they put it on in the morning and that's that, and then you're good for the rest of the day, but that's not true. You have to keep your skin hydrated throughout the day. So one of those little tips and tricks about how to not reverse, but slow down the process is about the face tape, which a lot of people don't know about and also are a little skeptical about because it does look a bit funny. But the face tape is very effective, and that is, only for those who aren't hypersensitive skinned. It is tape going on your face. So if you do have, I would test it. I would patch test it. So for those of you that do have sensitive skin, maybe like putting it on the back part of your skin just to make sure you're not going to break out when using it. But most of it is hypoallergenic, so it is safe for all skin types, so it says. But it's your skin, it's your face at that. So that's your first thing people see. So I would definitely test it out before, putting it all over the face area where I use it. But if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed or followed the channel, please do so on the platform you are. If you like the content that you see, I'm here to help you learn the best way to live your life from the inside out. And I take a holistic approach. I do feel that we have so many resources at our fingertips that can help us, and never mind our beautiful, intelligent bodies and minds that are very capable as long as we're treating it properly. So, hi, Bo, I'm back. Yay. So please do like, subscribe, follow for anybody that you might know that you love or care about that needs a little motivation and a place to come. I'm using my expertise in fitness and health and wellness, nutrition, and as an esthetician in skincare, and also massage therapy. I'm here to talk about all of those things to really, truly help you living your best life, because a lot of people are just living as in moving through the motions, and you're not truly living your best life. So I'm here for that. And I know I got my profile back. Thank you. Let's go. So it's so funny, not funny, but at this point, since I'm in, it's feeling better, right? So, we're doing this manifestation book, The Magic with The Secret. And yes, there's all about that positive energy and just putting it out. And I just kept saying every day, even though I was dealing with the AI and so frustrated, and I had every reason to be frustrated and say negative things, all I was saying is, I'm getting back in my account. A human is going to respond to me. I know it's going to happen. This is happening. It's going to happen. This is going to happen. This is happening. Like, just putting it out there And I don't know what happened because literally 1 hour before I was dealing with another with AI, and then all of a sudden I get a message, email in my inbox from a human being from Facebook, from the Meta, and they were like, "Here's the process you need to go through. I'll give you a link, and this is what you need to do." I'm like, "Please, I've done this process 22 times. I've literally gone through it 22 times to get into my account." And I don't know what happened different this time, but I was like, before I hit the enter button, I was like, please, this is it. And I envisioned myself seeing it happening, like, yes, I'm back in my mind, right? I envisioned it just like it says in the book. And to my freaking dismay, I was like, wait, what? No, this can't be true. And it was. I didn't do the same process I'd done every other time before. I don't know if, like, Lord Jesus, the good Lord was, they say he knows what you can handle, how much you can handle. I could not handle one more failed attempt at this, and it worked. I'm so excited. So anyway, back to today's topics. So today's topics, we are covering the face tape. For those of you, face tape, body tape, and the electrodes, the things that stick around on your body. I've used those in my clients. I've seen great success. Some people are like, and it's not working for me, but it's all to, how you approach it, what your mindset is on it. So usually the ones that have said it's not really doing much or have been clients of mine that were a little more pessimistic in everything. So, I kind of did take that a little bit with a grain of salt for someone who never sees the glass half full. But I definitely feel like it has very good research and study behind it. So we're going to dive into let me go into, no, actually not do that one. What did I have pulled up already? I think I already pulled one up. Let's see. Let's minimize this and let's see what I got pulled up already. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is the electrode machine. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this before. The electrode machine is, there we go. So the electrode machine is known as electrical stimulation, e-stim devices that can help with pain relief, muscle function, and rehabilitation. That's usually what I use it for with my clients, is the rehabilitation part. They work by sending electrical impulses to the body's nerves and muscles. So pain relief, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, small battery powered device. It is a little tiny battery powered device. I think it's got like 2 AAAs in it, just real tiny. It sends little small low voltage electric current to the skin. It can help with chronic pain such as arthritis, back pain, fibromyalgia. It can also help with pain after surgery, menstrual pain, or labor pain, which I have seen people do. People think, oh no, you don't send electrodes to your baby if you're pregnant, but it's not that powerful, you guys. A treatment that sends electrical currents to nerves and muscles to help restore muscle function. So these are the ones so see the difference? There's TENS, TENS, and then there's the FES. It can help with foot drop, weakness caused by spinal cord damage, and other conditions that cause muscle dysfunction. So anything that you have that's going on that's causing your muscle spasms, even, I've worked with that. Some people that I've trained in the past have had real bad muscle spasms. So, I just put them in the lower back or wherever their spasms are happening and send a little electro pulse to kind of bring a little extra blood and fluid into the area to help heal, because that helps with the inflammation. Also, just, taking a little rest, doing some ice, hot, cold therapy. So the hot, cold therapy is the ice that brings, obviously attention to the area, almost like cryotherapy. I'm sure many of you have heard about cryotherapy. And then the heat is to relax the muscle. So you have to do them, one and the other. You can't just do one, especially if it's in the nerve or if it's in the vertebrae. You don't want to just keep putting heat on it. If it has to do with the muscle and the nerve, then you want to do the hot cold therapy. But it is very helpful, and it will quickly speed up your recovery time if you're coming off of a surgery or an injury of any sort. Like when I fell backwards and sprained the ligament in my wrist, that's what I was wrapping it in cold, and then the cold therapy, and then doing the electrodes around it to kind of help stimulate and bring it back to the area, especially if you've gone through a surgery or you've been in a cast. Your muscles are very weak. They've got some atrophy to them. So, it really just helps kind of pump up the process and get you there faster for your healing journey, which everybody wants that, right? Nobody wants to keep being laid up or strapped down with whatever surgery healing process that you have going on. So the electrodes, I think, are very useful. They've been very useful with my clients in the past. So the tens is the exchange with sound. This is the electro nerve. Let me just show you where you put it. Let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to switch gears here and show you this other page so you can understand what it is that I'm looking at. There we go. So this is, let me see if I can pull up a bigger picture for you. It's like not so tiny. This is where you would place them, and you can do it. It's interesting. It feels very interesting. I guess that's the only real word I know how to use. It's almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen a bug zapper. It's like a tennis racket looking thing, and it puts out this, it's really, I know it sounds horrible, but you got mosquitoes, you got children in your house like I do that are allergic to mosquito bites, and they swell up like someone like hit them with the base, like they got stung by 100 bees from one mosquito bite. So in the summertime, or if their fly comes in your house and you can't shoo it out of the house without getting 15 more, use this. It looks like a tennis racket. It's a bug zapper. So the electrode machine that I'm showing you kind of feel, not that I would tell you to touch the bug zapper, but it's a little electric current. It's tiny enough to kill a little tiny insect. So you can imagine it's not that strong, but it does feel, it's like tingly. It's kind of like, I think it's more mental because you're thinking about, oh, I'm electroshocking myself. So I think you get into that mental zone, but it really is helpful in stimulating the area for recovery, bringing, like I said, the blood back to the area, and just helping it with that recovery, helps it with the inflammation and just bringing in all the nutrients that area needs to get back on track. So as you can see here, it's showing all the different ways that you can use it. Let me see if I can pull one of these pictures up bigger. Right here. Okay, can you see that a little bigger? No. Why is it not showing up there? Okay. Let me try and share another page. Why is that not showing up big? Interesting, on my screen it is. Okay, here we go. So you see here how you can put it up by the neck. I'm going to minimize myself. It's not much bigger, but you can see how it goes. Like all the way up by the neck. It can go over on the sides of your knee. It can go around the knee, like one on top, one on bottom, one on each side. If you got sciatica or very bad like leg cramps or night cramps at night, when restless leg syndrome, as they call it, you can put it 2 on each butt cheek, or you can do it 2 on the butt cheek and 1 underneath the butt cheek, which is right at the top of the hamstring. You got it on each side. You can do it on each side of the vertebrae at the top, each side of your spine, depending on where you're having neck pains. Shoulder pain, one at the top of the blade, one at the bottom of the blade. You got shoulder, like rotator cuff pain in the front, maybe right there where your chest is. So you got one on the front chest by the collarbone, one on the side for the shoulder is. So, I mean, you can, if you have runners, shin splints, it's also great for that, to get rid of those shin splints, because really all it's doing is just bringing bringing the blood and stimulation to the area, and kind of giving a little jolt to stimulate that and bring it. So it's almost like a direct way to tell the body, hey, I need your attention over here. This is where you need to come and focus on. By the way, bring all your healing gear with you because we need it in this area pronto. You know, it's like the 911 call for the body with this electrode machine. So you can put it, it comes with a little booklet too of all the spaces that you can put it. But there's so much research that you can, that's out there and showing you where to put it. It can't harm you. It's not something that, well, I mean, unless you have the things that it's on the list to say, if you have these things, don't use them. Let me see if I pulled that back up. I think I got rid of that, but it will say on there, don't use it if you have like a pacemaker, you don't use it near your pacemaker, or if you have certain ailments that will affect it. So you definitely want to read what's on there for the, you know, safety of it. Talk to your doctor if you are concerned. Don't just jump right into an electrode machine. But for me, I already know my clients' medical history. I have all their history when I'm using this for rehabilitation, and on myself using it for rehabilitation. I've never used it for menstrual cramps, but I can understand how it might be effective for that. But definitely for knee, elbow, arthritis, pain, the neck joints, the neck that, you know, gets tightened up, muscle spasms in the lower back. I've used this for with clients. So it is helpful. I do agree. And it's very inexpensive. I don't think that it's much over 20 bucks, I want to say. Let me see how much is an electrode machine? I think it's around 20, but it could be 40. Let's see. Is an electrode machine. It's not really too much of a machine. It's more of like a device, because they do have the ones that are at like your chiropractor or doctor's office. Usually it's a chiropractor or a place that you go for real rehabilitation. Some of you might have already used it, but they have them for at home. That's what I'm searching for. Obviously, it's not as powerful as it would be for the at home. Okay, so there's, wow, I'm sure some of you, yeah, I'm sure some of you had seen them on like Instagram, where people put them on the top of their butt or on their abs to help contract the muscle, to build muscles that way. I mean, you're not really, because you're not putting any weight emphasis, so you're not going to actually build, but you can tone, you kind of tone and tighten an area, but not so much build stacks of muscles from the electrode machine. There's not enough current for that. But the ones that they use at a chiropractor or a physical therapy place are a lot stronger than these that are offered for at-home use. Let me try and put the ones up that I just pulled up. But the ones for at-home use are absolutely wonderful for people that already know you're cleared, that you can use it, but also, see, they have them all kinds. See the one to the far left right here? That one is for the neck, for people get tight neck, or they have maybe you got like a bulging disc or something in the back. I would definitely use this in conjunction with hot cold therapy, like the ice on the back, 15 minutes a day, 2-3 times a day until your injury subsides. When I used to train and compete, I was, you know, dropping a bunch of weight on a barbell and setting it across my vertebrae in the back. And I have a concave vertebrae, so it's not going the way it's supposed to. So it kind of sticks out a little bit. So I was like kind of resting it on there, and I caused a big herniation in my disc. But instead of going the route that a lot of my teammates had done, which is getting a surgery, I 100% nurse that puppy back to health. Obviously, I don't put the bar back there anymore. And I started doing ice therapy and heat therapy. The heat is to relax the muscle tense up and starts pulling on your vertebrae. So when the muscles tense up and pull on your vertebrae, it's not helping, even if you're just icing it. So you got to heat the muscle to relax the muscle, and then use the ice to bring the focus into the area so it can, you know, start the healing process. All of the nutrients and all of the, what I call the good army, comes in and starts to fight the battle for you and put out the fires and the inflammation. So I went in because I thought I was having a shoulder injury, because if you have a C4, C5, anything in this upper region of your vertebrae, if you have an injury in that area, it can sometimes shoot over to a shoulder. So you might think you have like a rotator cuff, or something's torn, ligament pulled or something like that in your rotator cuff. But really, it's boils down to you most likely have a herniated disc. Of course, you can have it here. And I've never had a rotator cuff injury. All I know is about learning about it in my studies, but I can't tell you firsthand what the difference would feel like from having a herniated disc up there or a rotator cuff. But from what I understand from clients in the past, it's very similar, and it's very hard to get a proper diagnosis without going through, all the physical therapy and scans and, just trying to see where it's actually coming from. But the reason you do the hot cold therapy is if it has anything to do with where the muscles are pulling on the vertebrae. This is something great for the lower back spasms. Like I said, tight neck, shoulder. If you have any of those issues, these electrodes are really great for that. They have them for right here, that top left one is what I was going to say, is the one that goes around the neck. So if you get a tense neck a lot, that will also cause issues and tingling all the way through your hand. Some people can even get arthritis or carpal tunnel in their hand from having those tight neck pains that will shoot down your arms and ultimately get down to the fingers and affect that area. So just keeping everything nice and loose and stretched. Stretching is key to living your best life. You have to stretch. There's just no way around that. Stretching is it should be a part of your daily routine. Even if you're just sitting in your chair or your bed when you get up in the morning and you're just doing a nice little neck rotation to where you're coming, like touch the ear to the shoulder and then tilting it upward towards the sky. And then same thing on both sides, tilting it upwards and getting that frontal muscle going all the way back and then coming all the way down to the front. Those are great exercises just to wake your neck up and your joints. Also full arm rotations to the back, full body rotate, full arm and shoulder rotations with your hands bent all the way out like I showed you guys yesterday. Just getting a nice full opening of the joints and your muscles and relaxing your shoulders and your neck and your back is so important. Reaching to the sky, trying to reach to your toes, doing a little back twist like that to really get a nice lower back stretch and arching your back over, hunching over and arching with full posture. They call that the cat-cow. Those are so important. It takes like a couple minutes. You wake up and do it before you get your day started, and then you can also do it before you go to bed just to relax your body because you put it through a lot in the day, whether you're sitting all day or running around rampant. So it's very important to keep that stretching in. That's the bottom line right there. But if you are feeling like, okay, you're a runner, you run real hard, getting some tightness in your shins, putting these electrodes on and just having like a little 5-minute, 10-minute therapy while you're sitting down in your house or at work, that's the perfect way to do it. That's how I would do it for my clients. I would put that little electrotherapy on there, let it sit, keep it at a low voltage until you feel comfortable to amp it up a little bit. But it is just an aid in helping your recovery. That's literally all it is. If it's a major thing that you feel like you rolled your ankle or something like that, you obviously just go into your doctor. That's not what this is about. This is on your recovery on the other end of whatever's going on. But if you know that it's just regular old shin splints or just a tight neck from how you're sitting, having this with your stretching therapy, having something like this I use it. I've used it with my clients. I find it successful. That's my own humble opinion, but they have so many kinds. So I have this one right here. Let me see if you can see it on your end. That Mega Wise, let me pull it up all the way because this is the one that I have because it's kind of easy breezy. It's only $21.75, you guys. But the reason I like this one is because that's going to take me to Amazon, is because it has the touch screen. So if you're not quite sure what you're doing or how you're handling, how you're supposed to handle this thing, you want to have something that's kind of already guided for you, like settings on there. And it will show you in the booklet, very plain and simple, where to put them for what it is. So the booklet that it comes with has like okay, are you having neck pains? Are you having elbow pains? Maybe like you just overworked it in your day. You're using your elbow constantly. You got knee joint or your hips or sciatica from sitting for too long. Like I said, the shin splints, or your knees are just a little inflamed from doing too much of something. Whatever the case, it'll tell you whatever the pain, and then where to put those electrodes, and for how long, and the power to use it at, etc. So let me see if I can pull this part up again. Let me show you this, if it'll come up. There we go. So this is MegaWise 48 modes. So it's got the dual channel. So see all those little pads over here? You see right there? All those little pads, those are the little electrode pads and those little silver dots are the currents. That's where the current comes in. So it's like a little tiny, feels like a little, I don't know, like I really don't have anything to relate it to. It feels like a little just like buzzing feeling, almost like if your phone's on vibration and you put it on your skin. It's like a little like weird feeling, but it can get a little more intense with however much you pump up the volume on this. It is electric shock, but it's not like what you think. It's just so tiny. It's a little variation. It's literally just to send the signal to the body saying, hey, look over here. I need some aid. I need some first aid over here. And your body can bring all the nutrients in the body to help soothe that. But these little things, they stick on, and the little sticky tape is like, you can use it over and over again. I just like wipe it off with a little baby wipe afterwards, and then put it back on the little sticky pads, and then put it right back into the box. So it keeps it nice and ready for me each time, and keep it clean from all the dead skin cells and stuff you probably rip off when you're taking it off. Sorry, I just like knocked the crap out of this thing. So that's it. That's for that. And then, look at all the different modes. Let me see if I can pull. So you got the shoulder right there. You get tense right here in your trapezoids. Like, people don't realize it through the day, and then you might get tight muscles. Some people don't realize that they sit like that when they tense up. They sit with their shoulders up like that in the air. So it's just like relaxing that area. It's like having someone come behind you and do one of those feel-good massages on your neck. So if you don't have someone in your home to do that for you, this might be an option that you want to look into. And for $21, I like it. But so it has it around your ankle. If you have swelling in your ankle, it helps reduce the swelling, helps reduce that inflammation. You can put it right down your arm if you're getting any kind of muscle aches, truly any kind of muscle aches. But it also gives you a full-on description of how to do stretches to help aid in your recovery, and the pulse mode. Like, you'll feel it too. Once you put it on and start to mess around with the pulses, you're going to definitely understand what I'm talking about. It's a very interesting feeling. It feels, I don't know, it's like a little, exactly what it sounds like, a little magnetic electric pulse, like a little vibration that's kind of like a shock, but not really, because it's a constant current. So it says, let's see, TENS, TENS, is a transcutaneous electrical neural muscular stimulation or nerve stimulation. Also might stimulate your natural endorphins, your body's natural pain reliever. What is EMS? EMS is electrical muscle stimulator. It is commonly used after surgery or exercise, and offer recovery benefits for the fitness enthusiast or patients after surgery. And that's usually what I use it for, is my patients that are in recovery from injury. Yeah, I don't know how, but just kidding. You see, it's so tiny. Literally, you can have it at work, put it in your back pocket. It really is a really tiny thing. You place those little pads. If you have lower back pain and you're working on concrete all day and you have muscle spasms, it's really great to put that in check for your work day. See how it's pulsing that muscle? That's the little electrode. sleep so they don't get like sciatica or the pains in their legs. Restless leg syndrome, as they say.
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to unbox.
Of course, you can deep dive on that and check it out and see how you feel about it. But I definitely have used it in clients. So that's my 2 cents on it, on the electrode thing. I definitely used it. I up for your at-home therapy. Not every time can you have a whim and you want to call a doctor or can get on the phone with a doctor or can go in on a doctor. So you're digging that music. Right. So it's great to have something that you can also aid your recovery at home, but by no means is this a replacement of a doctor. If you need to seek medical attention, obviously you should do that. This is just to aid in recovery, and talk to your doctor about it. They'll tell you also. It's not a catch-all. It's just an additional aid to helping recover. And that's that. So the next thing I want to talk about, my clients always will bring up, what is the deal with the tape? So let me pull that page up. Where is that? So I don't know if you guys have heard about this tape, the tape that you put onto your skin. It's Kinesiology. So let me bring that page up on here. This is what is supposed to help you when it comes to an overworked muscle or an injury-prone area, how it's to keep you from getting worse off or damaging it in the process, or maybe you're in a healing process, the same kind of thing for the electrodes. So let me go to this one. This is, oh, that's not it. This is the one that I recommend to my clients. Is this it? No, that's face tape. To use. And this, it comes in all kinds of colors, and it gets a little, crazy with how much body tape. There it is. How many options you have out there. But body tape is known. Let me read it for you. Where did it go? I have so many tabs open to show you guys. Body tape, also known as kinesiology, can help muscles by improving circulation, reducing inflammation, and providing support. It can also help with pain, swelling, and muscle function. So the tape's elasticity mimics the skin, which is pretty much like, I don't know if you've seen, there are people that post up on TikTok and Instagram showing them using this kinesiology tape on the back of their legs to help reduce cellulite and issues like that. I've never used this tape for that before, so I don't know. I would have to try that myself. But for patients and clients that now you can see my face. For clients that have issues with like swelling around the knees or inflamed knees, and they get irritable, they're like bone on bone, have had knee surgeries, or they've got, problems with their elbows or wrists, like tendonitis type stuff, I will absolutely 100%, suggest this in a part of our rehabilitation program. So because of how it works is pretty much like the tightening of the areas, a little extra support of the area. So let's say you have this area that's a little unstable, a little wobbly, and you got like loose skin around it and there's nothing really supporting it. But now you put this very flexible, it moves with your body. It's not like putting duct tape on your skin. That's not going to move with your skin, and it'll probably end up ripping and causing some type of damage to the surface of your skin. But the support is what it's about. It's about supporting that area. So now it's not so shifty. Now it can have a little bit more solid structure around it to help support it throughout the day, because that's really what it boils down to, is support. So let me go back to where it was. The tape helps blood flow to the area, which increases oxygen and decreases inflammation because you're getting that support. The tape creates space under the skin, which helps the body's lymphatic system drain waste products, which is also huge. That's a part of the reduction of the swelling. So now the body's able to release the swelling around that area, and it won't feel so touchy and sensitive. So I use this mainly on the clients that I've worked with this around the elbows and the wrists, and for like carpal tunnel or arthritis, the knees, the ankles, up the shins, down the back, on the neck. So these are the areas that it helps relax the muscle a little bit, give it a little break, take the swelling away, wash all of that inflammation out. Let's see, it says better posture. Yeah. So some people, I did see that too. They're taking that kinesiology tape and they're running it down the top of the rhomboid. The rhomboid is that muscle that runs all the way up from the top, all the way down to your upper booty, your lower spine. So that muscle supports your posture and it supports, a lot of movement back there. So that'll get really tight. A lot of people get that muscle really tight because they hunch over when they're sitting in the chair. So your muscle is literally working the whole time, trying to pull your spine back up for you, because that's its job, is to hold you upright. So when you let that muscle, when you're slouched over and you're not utilizing your muscles properly and you're making that muscle work overtime, you'll start to feel like a fire burning back there. So people, to help them with their posture, will take this tape. You don't have to get the colors. They actually have it in like skin color tone, but they take the tape and they run it from the back of the neck right here all the way down the rhomboids. The rhomboids are the muscles that run down each part of the spine. So you take it and just run it all the way down on each side. Clearly you can do it yourself. I've done it myself. You just got to cut it to the length of your area and then peel it off, press it. I put my hair up in a ponytail or a bun while I'm doing this. Press it here, peel the rest of the tape off, grab it in the back and turn around and do your best to look in the mirror and see that you are getting it along the sides of your spine, not on your spine, running down like a track right down each side of your spine. And that will help you, remind you to keep your posture up. It'll help release the tension and relax those muscles a bit so they can have a break and they can actually start to heal and not feel like they're on fire. But of course, because you got tape running down your spine, it helps you with your posture in turn, which when you're sitting full posture and you're doing your best at that, you are building those muscles. Those lower muscles is what is usually the weak point. If you have poor posture, it's because your lower muscles need to be built up. And there are many exercises to build up your lower muscles that you can do at home, the comfort of your own home. But it is important because you need good posture. You have to have good posture to have good vertebrae, to have your vertebrae not be restricted and start to bulge and have inflammation. And then it causes a whole plethora of problems. So keeping your vertebrae nice and strong and spaced out, so all of the spinal fluids and the nutrients and the blood and everything that it needs to stay healthy and thrive can get in there. So if you constantly sitting in a bad posture arena, they do make things that help you with your posture to pull it back. They're like little strap things, but you can also use this tape to do just that. And the tape, it moves with your body. It's very flexible. Let me see if I can pull up some patterns here. Okay, there we go. So look, here's how you can do it. You can use it with some of these methods right here. Let me see, where is that? This one? Nope. That one? Nope. Nope. That's face tape. And then I'm going to move on to the face tape because the face tape is actually very funny, but is also very good for you to use in the same kind of concept. Why is this not pulling up? Oh, here it is. So I don't know if you can see that on your end. Let me go back over here. There you go. So see how there's so many different methods that you can use this, but running it down the belly for people that have, you're having any abdominal cramping. People use that for that. If you just like killed it in the gym and you're having a little spasm, maybe overdid it, putting this on to help support. So this tape is support. That's the best way to put it. It's support for your muscles or your injury to help aid your muscle while your body is healing an injury. So that's the best way to put that in layman's terms, is this tape. It's not a catch-all, but it will help if you've got wobbly knees and you're trying to get back, into working out and You already know that about yourself. I'm all about that proactive approach, being proactive rather than waiting till something happens. If you already know you're prone to these things, tape it up. If you already know you're prone to, you're going to go play tennis or pickleball or something that you're using a lot of your elbow and you know you're prone to getting tennis elbow or a tendonitis, put the tape on. You just wrap it around. And when you get this tape, that literally it's sold everywhere. But it has a little booklet in it of where you want to wrap. But literally you can go online and put, where do I put the tape for tendonitis or weak knees or lower back or whatever it is that you're suffering from. Put it in and you can look up a pattern just like I showed you right here. So it is definitely a way to help keep you out of that injury zone, because what it's from is a lot of times you're got some kind of ailment or weakness there. So building up that muscle in that area so you can stop having those issues, like around the knees. People who get like very bad knees are either overdoing it. You could have poor form when you're doing your workouts, or you just simply, don't have strong enough muscles around the knee to support the knee properly. So those are some reasons that you might be having those issues. This is literally just a Band-Aid to help out. It's not fixing the root of the problem. So the root of the problem is what you should want to get to, but this is a great way to aid in your recovery for sure. So definitely the kinetic tape, kinetic, makes me think of my kids playing with the kinetic sand, how it sticks to each other. I'm confused about how that works, but yes, that definitely is something worthwhile, and that's my 2 cents on that. I do feel like it is a positive tool to have in your toolbox for aiding your recovery and aiding your body from staying out of the surgery room. But again, it is not a catch-all, and this is just an aid. You should definitely speak to your doctor about it and not just crutch on this if it's a reoccurring problem and it's continuing. So moving on to my favorite subject is the face tape. My kids know that I'm all about this face tape life because if you don't want to go put, that snake venom to freeze your muscles, and it's very expensive to do that, and you want an alternative that's a little more natural, you're still letting your skin or your body be natural and in its natural status. You guys know how big I am of an advocate of the fasting with helping the rejuvenation on the inside, coming from the inside out. You will start to see those differences in your skin when you have that cell rejuvenation going on the inside. But however, on the outside with muscle movement, all this does is stop the movement of the muscles, so you're not creating more wrinkles and more creases. So it's just like an elastic band. You just keep like over and over and over and over, you wear it out. You wear the elasticity out. If you're very expressive, some people aren't very expressive, and you probably may not have that many wrinkles, or you're furling all the time, and you're getting those 11 lines right here. This just helps relax that muscle, smooth it out a little bit. It's not taking it away, it's relaxing it. What will take it away is just constant care to it, keeping it moisturized, not take it away, but diminish it quite on a large scale. I used to have more wrinkles before than I do now because of my skincare regime. I take care of myself. I'm keeping it moisturized, like me creating that line of skincare, that 100% holistic, pure, non-toxic skincare line that I made, is because I want to help people to age gracefully and not feel like, oh, I don't have $1,000 to go spend on Botox or Dysport, whatever, for that treatment. So, and some people are just very against it, whether you do have it or not. Sorry, my son keeps calling, but seriously, sorry, Hal. But yeah, it's definitely, I'm trying to educate people on how you can do it at home yourself and kind of slowing the process a little bit, but naturally, and not breaking your bank. I think the people who make the tape for the body also started doing the tape for the face. So I have been using tape. It's almost like a medical tape, and I tape it around my let me maximize myself. I'll put it like underneath my eye here. I'll put it on the forehead and the 11s. I'll like snatch the jawline up and do it around, like running it down my neck muscles just to relax those neck muscles and not get like the crepey skin. And I'll just walk around like that. And that's just how I do. Like I don't care about my children or my their friends seeing me, because it's, I think it's very positive to see people doing self-care and being proactive on something that, is important to them. So let me just show you what it looks like though. Let me pull up some. Let me see if there's some. It looks a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie, but the one I use, I told you, is a clear tape, so it's not as bad. But it is a little funny looking. I'm just gonna throw that out there just to prepare you, a little fair warning. Okay. Hold on. It's going in and out of focus because I keep going back and forth. So that's why when I go back and forth pulling the screens up, it'll go blurry for a minute. So just bear with me. Okay, so here is the face tape. Okay, this is how, let me see if I can get to it. There you go. Let's see. I told you it looks a little wild, but I'm sure you've seen people doing it on, let me see what this girl's thing is, on TikTok or Instagram, stuff like that. Some people use the frownies. That's more of like tape, or it's more like paper with glue. It's like paper macheing your face. This is not the route you're trying to go. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get this one up. Oops. All right, I'm gonna pull up the video. This is on YouTube. We'll see. I didn't do any research on this one. This is just by the whim of my pants, but just so you can see what this is like. Let me just respond to my mom's job never ends, does it? Just so you can see what it's like, I'm going to show you this video of this woman putting it on. I haven't done any research on this girl. I'm just going to throw it out there. And hopefully she's got a good, hopefully she's going to do us good. Okay, here we go.
This is Anastasia Talon, and today we'll be doing some facial taping.
Let me see if you can hear that.
So facial taping is a technique where you use kinesiology tapes and you apply it to your face to stimulate some areas, to lift certain areas, to relax some muscles. So it has few effects that you can see, but today we'll be doing some primarily lift and lymphatic drainage to depuff the face. And I will be using our pre-cut tapes that have enough tape for 5 treatments, and it has special pre-cut tapes for 4 main areas on your face.
So that was an important part that she said, is lymphatic drainage. So she's going to show how you do it. So if you're someone who's prone to getting like real puffy eyes when you wake up in the morning, you have super puffy eyes, or you're just kind of swollen around your face and you know that about yourself, this is a technique that you can use to help with that, especially if you are doing something like you got a big meeting or a presentation or something like that in the morning. I use my tapes almost every night. Just FYI. That's like my secret mic drop right there. But I said with this, the lymphatic drainage will help get that puffiness out. So if you got like a presentation or you're going to a meeting or you got an appointment or something that you're doing that you really want to put your best foot forward, then doing these tapes prior to will help get all of that swelling back down in check, and it will also give your skin a little refreshed look, because whether you feel like you're clenching your muscles or not, once you take this tape off, your skin looks so good and refreshed, and it really is addicting to watch it. So hopefully she's able to go through that process. This is definitely one of my best kept secrets, and that is the tape face. So here we go. Let's continue on.
We'll be working on the forehead lift, on the 11 lines relaxation, on smile lines lift, and on depuffing your jawline and just lower parts of your face using the lymphatic nodes that are located along the jawline and on the neck down to our collarbones. So just remember that you'll be using tapes on freshly cleansed skin with some kind of moisturizer or facial oil, not too much because you wanna tape to stick well, but don't apply it on a bare skin. You have to have some type of protection. If you have oily skin, you need less of protection. If you have dry skin, you need a little bit more. But definitely, if it's an oil or like really thick moisturizer, have a tissue and just better dry.
So I use my Balboa. You can use, actually, coconut oil is really good to use if you don't want to go out and buy something new that's not sold in your store locally. Coconut oil is very absorbent, it's anti-inflammatory, and it will help with the removal of the skin if you have super dry skin. If you have, I even use it, I've got combination skin, and I even have had people with oily skin that have used this and have put the coconut oil on their skin, and it just kind of balances everything out. But the coconut oil, putting that on your skin after you freshly wash your face, put the coconut oil so it will kind of moisturize your face without making it too oily or greasy, because it will absorb right in. And then, like, I wouldn't put baby oil or anything like that on your face. I would definitely go with the coconut oil, put it on your face, let it absorb into your skin after you've washed it, and then you can do your taping process. And that way it will just alleviate, like, if you have super dry skin, you don't want to cause any type of rashing or situation. That's why I said maybe patch test it first on like a back part, maybe like a lower part of your neck, or a part of your skin that's super sensitive. So that way you can see before you start putting this tape all over your face. Leave it on there for like 15, 20 minutes and then take it off and see if it caused any kind of rashing or irritation. Obviously, you don't want that. So if you do get that, though, putting the coconut oil there is an anti-inflammatory, and it should help subside the red and the raised up area that's inflamed. So coconut oil is really good for you guys. So, but that's what I would put on. That's my take. I would put that on before putting the tapes on. That's what I do for me. I also have it's called Balboa oil, and I use that because it's absorbent. Like, I love castor oil for a lot of things. You guys have heard me talk about castor oil, but not for this situation because it is a little more thick and it might not let your tape grip the way that you need it to, and it's not absorbed so quickly. So you want something that's going to absorb quickly, moisturize, and also aid in the anti-inflammatory area for this process. So let's continue.
Dry, so there is no like.
Okay, let's just see. Let's watch her get at it. I'm coming in.
And the main aspect that I want you to know that we will need to lift your forehead before applying the tape. So you can even like massage it a little bit, lift, and then still lifting.
So it's the same kind of tape, you guys, that you would use around your muscles
here
in the body.
You apply it and you can rub it so it sticks better. So I already feel some lift. I'll take the second part, again the flat part, like so. I lift.
Okay.
I'm holding it, lifting forehead.
So she's holding her skin taut when she does it because you don't want to cause a wrinkle there in the process. This is like literally the opposite of what you're trying to do. is called a wrinkle. You're trying to release the wrinkles. So keeping that skin taut while like pulled taut while you put the tape down, and keeping the skin pulled taut while you're pushing the tape down. So you're not just putting tape and then pulling up on your forehead or your cheek or anything, and then creating a crease or a wrinkle and then pressing it down. That's definitely what you want to avoid. So this is actually a very good video. I'm going to put this into my podcast info vids so you guys can see it.
Done. Now we'll work on 11 lines. So 11 lines will be applied like so, from the middle of your eyebrow, not touching the hairline here, but directly above it. And they will meet at the center of your third eye, as you call it.
Let me fast forward some.
So we take one end, and the main aspect here is we will be balancing out this move. So we will be relaxing 11 lines and balancing the direction that we hold. So hold it like so.
And all of these instructions are in the packet when they come, when you get them.
So the feeling that you'll get is the relaxation of 11 lines. It's hard for you to frown now, so if you tend to do it when you sleep, it's a great technique just to release this tension, and you won't be frowning anymore. And when done regularly, it relaxes it, so you won't be frowning that much even without the tape. Okay, and now we are going to laugh lines. And I'm taking 2 tapes. And they will be applied like this. So we'll start from the cheekbone, from the kind of the outer edge of your cheekbone that sits right there, and on the outer edge here.
This is a great instructional video.
And then
pulling it tight.
One part goes this way, another goes lower.
So she's splitting it around the cheekbone to pull it back. This is to help with the marionette lines, the frown lines around your mouth. I'll have to take a picture with my tape.
You can kind of
on my
measure it.
Maybe I'll do a video like this
so
too.
It starts there. You lift it now.
I haven't seen it like this, like split apart, but I just did look it up.
Another thing, don't stretch. Don't do this. Don't stretch the tape.
Yeah, just
we're stretching the kind of the skin with the tape. And that's a common mistake that I see. You don't need to stretch the tape because that's not the purpose. The purpose is manipulating what's beneath your skin, your muscles, your fascia, whatever is that you put the tape on. Not.
That's true. People do when they get the tape and they're sending me pictures and they're like, "Oh, this is what I did, but it caused this huge wrinkle." Well, they took the tape, put it there, stretch the tape out because it's stretchy because it's supposed to like move and bend with your natural muscle movement. Stretched it out, and then it ended up squeezing the skin together and creating a crease, which is obviously not what you want to do. You're just pulling the skin back, pulling it taut, running it down each side of that zygoma bone, and then you're just placing it down on the skin. Don't stretch it out and then stick it because you're going to be like pulled back and looking like the Joker. That's not the look. That is definitely not the look. Let me just see the end result here. This is her doing the chin.
Space above
the jawline bone and kind of like hugging the jawbone.
So like on the edge, the tape goes, and then
I know this looks like it's like a crazy process, and I don't use colored tape. I just use
So you have the
natural face
3
tape.
ends of it
Oh, that's cool.
without the paper. First end,
This is also good if you have a tight neck. And that will
and
go up
just
3 different areas.
stretch it to the ear.
You
To
guys get the point.
this.
It's pretty funny looking, but it's very helpful. It really is. This tape for your face. So it looks like they have it on Amazon. You can cut it yourself. It's $10 for 2 rolls if you wanted to cut it yourself. But they do actually have it already cut out for you. And that one is $21. Let me just see. I mean, you can get the big, like the pro bulk tape, and that's $40. But this one is already cut out for you. Let me share the screen with you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This is right here. Let me see. Can you see me now? Okay. So it's already cut out for you, and it'll tell you where to put it. And this one has 160 pieces in it. So literally, it's like what they call it is the poor man's Botox. And if you you don't have to be poor to use it if you just don't like toxins in your face. That's why I don't like to use that term. But if you just don't like the toxins in your face, you don't know what it's doing to your insides, and you're all about just living that natural life, this is it's a great way. I use them literally, if I'm not using them every day, at least 5 times a week, because I'm trying to preserve what I already have naturally without doing all of the injections and stuff like that. So it's a really great way to do it. It does absolutely do what it says it's going to do. And it's amazing when you see how it looks after you remove it. Your skin looks so refreshed and so smooth. It's wild. It really is wild when you're giving, if you think about it, like if you've never given your face much time to relax, you can't really count your sleep either, because a lot of people are very asleep in their dreams. So you're making a bunch of faces, maybe you're fighting wars in your dreams, or you got stuff going on in your dreams and you're still moving your face, or you sleep on your stomach, or you sleep on your side and you're constantly sleeping and wrinkling and squinching up your face. So it's a really good thing to do. I put mine on through like when I'm not filming or doing, I'll put them on then, or I'll just wear them at night, like with my nighttime routine, and I go to sleep with them. You have to know that your skin is okay for that, though. You can't just like bust right into, I'm going to sleep in these things and keep them on for that long. I already know my skin. I already know what it's capable of. So sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just take them off. But my skin is so refreshed and rejuvenated because I allowed my muscles to actually relax through the night. And it really does look like someone just ironed your face up. Like, not like hot ironing, just burn your face. It looks like, actually it will look like that if you're allergic to the tape. So patch test it. Does work. I'm a whole full-on believer of these. My kids know. They see it. I'm all about self-care and showing them that it's okay. Even if you look crazy, it's what I'm doing, and this is how it makes me feel good. So I'm wearing my tapes and not utilizing. I'm very expressive, and I'm constantly, squinching my muscles and raising my eyebrows and super expressive in that node. So I definitely am a full believer in this and wearing these tapes. I think the ones that are colored are a little wild looking. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever, that's not my jam, just because I walk around in them. It's not just like in the privacy, but it tells you a full scale of where to put them. So you're not just like in the dark trying to figure this whole thing out. It'll tell you where to put the tapes. Let me try and go to it. It talks about like how to put them, where to stick them. It's like just following the instructions, you guys. That's all. It's just relaxing those lines. And you're just putting it on. Remember, I told you I use it with my coconut oil. I wash my face real good, and then I use the coconut oil and I put it right up under. See, she doesn't even have it all the way up under. I put it right, not to the line, not to the lash line. I just put it right up to where those folds start happening. I get it right up underneath there, and then I do it on the side, just like she has it right there on the sides for the crow's feet, so they can relax. I do it right here in the top, just like that. I got all of those. This is for, those marionette, those smile lines that come down the side of your face, and then the neck. A lot of people have that like and it's genetic. I learned that from my grandmother. Thank you, Grandma. May you rest in peace. With the turkey neck, my sister and I used to call it the gobbler. We just gonna fight our whole lives against getting the gobbler. But just keeping that neck area tight, just putting that down. So, because when you, especially if you sleep, I sleep on my side. So I'm like a side sleeper switching, even though I try and start on my back because it's obviously better for you to sleep on your back for your spine, for your muscles, I mean, it's just the best way to sleep. So, and for your skin. But when I end up sleeping, it kind of scrunches up and creases up. But when I'm wearing the tape, it doesn't do that. And I put the coconut oil on first to help with the inflammation, and it's kind of moisturizing the area before I put the tape so I don't have any issues with it. But yeah, I don't have super hypersensitive skin. So, but with the coconut oil, for those that have even suggested this tape to, I've never heard anybody say that they've had an allergic reaction like that. But I would also just go ahead and patch test it. Like, don't just dive in with the whole face thing. Like, just like out of the way, patch test it, wear it for as long as you want, do the coconut oil, wash the area, put the coconut oil and do that. And then see how it goes. Let that coconut oil soak in first. Don't just coconut oil and then slap those on. Like, put the coconut oil on after you wash your face and let it soak in. If you still feel like you put too much, I don't put a whole lot. I just put enough to coat the face, little light coat. And then that's enough to moisturize your skin, to have the protective barrier properties. But again, patch test it. Then you'll know, did you put too much coconut oil? Did you give it enough time to sink in? Because it will absorb into the skin. Your skin drinks it up. It's a good hydrating, thirsty drink for your skin. But then you can try the patch testing and doing it that way. But I'm telling you, once you do it, you're going to get addicted to it because of the results are amazing. You wouldn't think, but it's doing the same thing that you're doing. I thought about this long ago when the kinetic tape came out, and I was like, they should make something like, because literally I tried it out. I took the tape, the skin color tape for the body, and I had some left over from a session that I had with a rehabilitation session with one of my clients. And I just cut it in strips and used that, because I usually use like a medical tape type of thing on my face. But because it can walk around and not look like a crazy person, even though I'm sure my son's friends are like, why does your mom have tape on her face? But then I took that the kinetic tape, and then I cut it up, and then I used it kind of like this is, and now lo and behold, here we are. It's like probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago when I was doing that. And the only thing that about the tape then, when you're using the body tape, it has this kind of pattern on the back. So I wouldn't suggest doing it like that if you have if your skin is more matured and impressionable, because the body tape does have a particular pattern on the back that is meant to work with large muscles. That's why it's good that they made it for these smaller muscles, so it doesn't have that same kind of technology on the back. Because once I took it off, I did have the imprint of the pattern of the technology on the back for how it's supposed to stretch and affect a larger structured muscle. So that was very interesting. That's why I didn't continue on with that. But I thought, what a great concept. I mean, your muscles are your muscles. And if this technology is good for the muscles that I help my clients that are in rehabilitation or have some injuries or swelling or whatever, they need some lymphatic drainage, of course, your skin muscles are just the same. So it makes sense. It makes sense to use it. So this is called wrinkle patches. I guess that's just the name of it. Yeah. So wrinkle patches that's it. So you just type that in. So good old Amazon. I don't know if you can see that there. See how she's sleeping in it at night. Type it in at Amazon. Even getting it like the ones that they make for your neck, you can even cut it in half and then use it right here on both sides of your jaw to just relax those jowl muscles that you get past a certain age. Lovely ladies. You can relax those jowl muscles by cutting the band that comes in it, the neck band, and cutting it in half, and then just wrapping it from the under part of your jaw a little bit over the top. So you're just kind of like bracing it up along a little bit under, a little bit over, and then pulling it back this way like that. So it's really great. I think it's a great way to self-care yourself and keeping your muscles and your face from constantly contracting and creating all of those fine lines and wrinkles, which turn into deep lines and deep wrinkles. And, you know, you don't have to care about that. But for those that do, this is a great method. And I know people think that it sounds a little bizarre, but if you can get behind the whole aspect of using it on your body for your muscles, then you got to think about your lymphatic system is all throughout your body. It's not just in your body, it's also in your face. It's also in your neck. You got glands all up in your neck, all the way around your face to drain. If, like I said before, especially if you are prone to swelling, these are really good for that because it is a lymphatic drainage and you will get that from this process. So the same thing is like you got lymph nodes in your armpits and around your breasts and just all throughout the body. So these are really good to use if you are just prone to any type of swelling or ailments like that in your face. So that is that for that. I will put this link. Yes, I did see. Thank you, April. I will put that link in the description, and let me see if I can do it from here. That way you guys can have it, and we will move on from there. Hold on, let me get it. Let me get this link. Where's the share link? Oh, there it is. Copy link. Let's see if this copied. I'm going to try and drop it in the chat right now. Let's just see if that worked. Can't post messages on channels. Okay. So no, I will repost this for sure for the ones, but you could just type into Amazon, like it said, what was it? Wrinkle patches. But there are so many different ones. You want to make sure you get the right one. So I will post this up. I'm not sure why it's like being difficult right now, but let me get off there. Okay, so let me just go ahead and put this in the notes so I don't forget, because I want to be able to give you guys what you want, and especially if it's helping you and you know which ones I use. The tape that I use is the medical tape, and it is not for everyone if you have super sensitive skin, and I already know placement where to put it. So I would suggest if you're new to this face taping scenario, I would do it this way. It has the diagram in there. It is made for all skin types. It's hypoallergenic. Not that the medical tape that I use is not, but you know, I have suggested it to friends and family before, and it has given them an allergic reaction. So I would go with this first and foremost before venturing out. But it's your skin, it's your life. You can do what you want. So that's what's great about living in the free world, right? It's your face, your skin. I'm just here to offer my expertise on these things that I have used, that I've found it to be a great tool to have in my toolkit of self-help and aiding in healing yourself and self-care from your comfort of your own home, which is huge. I really feel like that is such a big deal. The next one that we have is the red light therapy. So let me get that pulled up. Anybody heard about that? If you've heard about it, then you know that there are lots of controversy behind whether it's gimmicky or whether it isn't. So I'm just going to pull up the description that it has for Google. So if you're just new to it and you're just looking it up, what is the red light therapy about? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to share it right here. Okay. So it says red light therapy, also known as low-level laser therapy, or photobiomodulation, uses red and near-infrared light to stimulate cellular process and promote healing. It's used for various conditions. So let's see, these conditions are skin conditions like acne, eczema, psoriasis, wrinkles and scars, pain management, chronic pain, muscle soreness, and joint pain, wound healing, post-surgical wounds, burns, and diabetic ulcers, hair growth. I've seen people do it for hair growth with a little hat that has the red light therapy in it. Androgenetic alopecia, periodontal disease and mouth sores, muscle recovery and injury prevention. And the neurological condition would be stroke, multiple sclerosis, and peripheral neuropathy. So, red light therapy can be used to improve mitochondrial function, increase blood flow. That's what I know a lot of people use it for, increase blood flow and reduce inflammation. It's non-invasive and generally well-tolerated treatment that can be administered in a healthcare setting or at home using a handheld device. So on Amazon also, they have the ones that are like a lamp, and you put it wherever you want it, while you're laying on the couch or laying in your bed or just getting out of the shower. You maybe keep it in your bathroom or in your closet, and do it while you're fully nude to get a full body ailment. It's not going to go through your clothes. So you have to be, whatever the part of your skin has to be fully exposed to the red light. But it does. It goes in and helps with the inflammation because it is helping aid stimulation on the epidermis level of your skin. So it's going into your skin, it's stimulating blood flow, and it's not hot or anything. People are like, oh, does that burn you if you get too close? No, it's just a red light. It looks like it might be hot. It's not. It's the red light therapy, and it's how it works with your body and stimulating pretty much blood flow. You're just getting blood flow to the area, and that helps aid, because what's in your blood, right? It's oxygen and all the nutrients in your body. That's what helps heal the areas that are injured, is the blood flow and the oxygen carried to the area with all the nutrients. It's like how I envision it in my head, like the little army with everyone's got their, their first aid kits on their back, and they're ready to charge into action. So try not to knock this stand over. So I am a full firm believer in the red light therapy. I definitely know that so many people use it. It's something great to have, especially if it can stay up out of the way. Let me just pull up the one that I really like. Oh, there we go. See how it's a lamp and you can just move it wherever. That is what I'm saying, how it's convenient. So it's 10% off of the $72 or $71.99. It's just, again, it's a part of a regime, right? Just working against the clock, working against, all the ailments you put your body through each day, with the stretching, even doing a stretch like what she's doing your stretching in front of the red light or under the red light would be super beneficial, preferably naked, so you can get the full benefits of it. But I know I knocked the microphone and pulled the plug out. Thank you, though. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks, Bo. So using this light, like while you're stretching, is the absolute ultimate best way to do it, because you're stretching, you're getting your blood flow already to the stretch, plus you're doubling down on greatness with the red light therapy, which is going in and helping ease your body of all the inflammation and how well your body recovers from whatever you put it through in the day, whether it's maybe you went on a big hike or a strenuous workout, or just your days working and running around or sitting in a chair. Whatever your circumstance, we're always putting our body through something, right? So this is a great way to aid in your self-care. You know, this channel is all about aiding and living your best life from the inside out. Literally, this is working from the inside out. So it's helping underneath all those layers, your epidermis, your dermis, getting down into the deep layers. It's heating it up and bringing the blood flow into the area. You're not heating up per se. You feel like a warm lamp, like if you're sitting near a lamp for an extended amount of time. Some people do it for 10 minutes. Some people do it half an hour. Some people lay there and take a nap for an hour or more. So it's whatever your preference. You're not going to overdo anything. Like, it's all an aid to making your body operational inside, helping it regrow and re-stimulate and rejuvenate those cells inside, the cellular turnover, helping with the inflammation, getting your lymph node system operating and running, your circulation going good, your drainage back on track. It's just a really great product to have. And especially if you can get it like this, that's on sale, that's affordable. Obviously, the big giant one is going to be something that is, very beneficial, because you can get more parts at a higher rate on your body. Let me get this. Apply that 10% off. No. Okay. I'm not signed in. So I will get the code though. Where is that code? There we go. Copy link. And I'm going to put it in my notes again. And then I'll drop this into the comments later. I'll drop these two things into the comments. The face tape, I'll put the electrode system and that right there. The red light therapy. It's just my expertise, humble opinion, just from using these things. Does it work for everybody? I mean, I don't see how your human body wouldn't stimulate, the same type of blood flow or oxygen like anybody else, but maybe you're not seeing the benefits and you don't find it worth it. But for me, I'm all about, if it's not hurting me, it didn't break the bank for me to try it, and it's something that is said time and time again by multiple studies and reports from doctors, why not give it a go? Just giving it a go and see what you know after that. Everybody's different. You may find that it's not worth the time for you, whatever the case, just giving my 2 cents. But I definitely feel like, if it's something that can help you in your self-care at home while you're sitting there doing whatever anyway, I mean, you could be sitting on the toilet and getting however long you spend on the toilet, put your light on, and then you didn't really waste any time because you're sitting there anyway. See what I'm saying? If it's not affecting you in a bad way and it could enhance your life from living a better life, why not give it a go, right? I mean, come on. All right, let me maximize myself. Oops, my bad, wrong way. All right, you guys. That is all I'm saying about that. We did it. We went through all the subjects. There was one thing that somebody had sent me. They were watching this thing called on Netflix, just dropped this new show called Apple Cider Vinegar. So I have yet to see it. Don't tell me anything about it. I don't want any spoilers, but I definitely am going to watch it and see what it has to say about apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar has been one of those things that has been like tried and true and studied all across the board for centuries on affecting your inflammation and balancing your pH inside your body. So it's not a catch-all for an end-all for things. It's an aid in self-care. It's an aid in helping you live your best life. It's not, that's it. Like, apple cider vinegar is going to heal and cure all of your everything that can ever go wrong in your body. We got genetics to fight against. We got circumstances. You got stress to fight against. Stress is the biggest killer of all. stress puts your body literally in so much stress that you can create these issues in your body from stress. That's how bad cortisol is. You can gain weight from stress without eating a thing extra. You can just start stressing more and eating the same things you've been eating and start gaining weight because your body's releasing so much cortisol. So, stress is a big key factor in it too. And apple cider vinegar does not help with stress. It just helps with leveling back out your pH. Actually, you know what? Let's just throw it out into Google and see what it says about apple cider vinegar. Does drinking apple cider vinegar daily help aid your health? I was trying to figure out how to say it. It doesn't matter how you word it, you know. So this says, where are you? Let me share this so we can read it together so you can see that I'm not just reading this thing off. All right, sharing. I'm getting quicker at that. Look at that. Okay, so this, oh, whoops, where'd it go? This says, let's get to that page where I can see it. Very good. Okay, there we go. Apple cider vinegar may have some health benefits, but more research is needed to confirm them. You guys know how I feel about the medical industry and holistic approach. So I'll be shocked if Google here is going to say anything positive about going down the holistic path rather than going down a medication path. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and we're going to read it. Potential benefits: blood sugar regulation, apple cider vinegar, I'll call it ACV just so I don't just say it every time. ACV can slow down digestion of carbohydrates, which can reduce blood sugar spikes, which is what you guys know, insulin. We're always fighting against that insulin. It can also improve insulin sensitivity, which helps the body handle glucose. So like I say to the clients I've had in the past that have type 2 diabetes, or you maybe eat a lot of sugar, this is something great to have in your wheelhouse because it does go in, especially if you just ate a big sugary something, right? Big donut, piece of cake, cupcake, couple cookies, something like that. Refined sugars, not good for you, whatever. Drink that apple cider vinegar. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in like 8 or 12 ounces of water. You can put some lemon in there to kind of cut it. I know you don't think lemon is going to cut the acidity or cut it, but it will. Lemon sounds sour on top of sour, but it doesn't work like that. So when you take it, then it goes in and gets that insulin in check, that glucose spikes, that sugar spikes that go up. It gets it in check, rebalances you out so you aren't storing all of that as fat, which is what it turns into. So apple cider vinegar is definitely good for that purpose, like taking it down right after you eat something high in carbohydrates or high in sugar, so you keep your glucose in check. I keep apple cider vinegar with me. I think they should make it in packets, like you can carry around like the little packets of hot sauce or, you know, little things like soy sauce, but they should have it apple cider vinegar. You guys heard it here first. They should have 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in those packets that you can carry around with you. So it is ACV may also lower total cholesterol, especially in people with type 2 diabetes. Yes, this is true. And the reason I know that this is true is from using it with my glucose machine for a type 2 diabetic, using the apple cider vinegar and watching the levels after eating like something high in carbohydrates or high in sugar. So those little devices is like $50. I also got mine on Amazon, and it checks your ketone levels and your glucose levels. And that is a really quick way to learn what's happening inside of your body once you eat something like that. Like how high is it spiking your glucose levels, which is your insulin levels going up and getting erratic and kind of crazy. So I do know that the apple cider vinegar, after eating something like that and then taking the apple cider vinegar and then taking your glucose levels again, maybe like a couple minutes afterwards, it's phenomenal to see how it goes down so quickly just from watching it spike all the way up from putting out all that in your body and then coming all the way back down. Just the only change is from the apple cider vinegar going into your body and rebalancing everything out. It's kind of like the A team, right? You throw it down there and it's like, whoa, everybody chill. We're here to help. calming it down, calming it down. That's kind of how I see the apple cider vinegar in my head when it goes down the chute. So let's see what else it said. Whoops, my bad. Let's see. Gut health. Apple cider vinegar contains probiotics and other byproducts and fermentation that can help with gut health. Speaking of the fermentation, when you get the apple cider vinegar, you can't just get like the big plastic jug, which I wouldn't want to buy anything that's been on the shelves in plastic, regardless, anyway, because it's probably tainted in some way. But it's in a glass bottle. It's by Bragg's, and it's got some soot at the bottom. And it says on the top of the label, it says apple cider vinegar with mother. With the mother. I guess it's with the mother. Hold on, let me just look it up. Apple cider vinegar with mother. Apple cider vinegar with mother. Just so you can see what it looks like with the mother. Okay. Let me pull that up. There it is. Okay, so first let me finish reading this and then I'll show you that. Some studies suggest that apple cider vinegar can help with weight loss, calorie reduction, and waist size. And the reason it's saying that part is because you're getting your glucose in check, your insulin in check. And when you're insulin resistant because you've been eating a bunch of junk for too long, then your body just holds on to it. It's like stored in the extra back fat tank. So it takes a lot for your body to burn off other fat before it gets to that fat. It'll burn other spots for fuel, burn other energy for fuel than the fat that it's stored in the extra back tank. So that's what makes you insulin resistant, is that sometimes it's just really resistant. It doesn't want to leave your body because it's been there for so long. It's like, dude, I've been here for like a decade or more. Like, I'm not leaving without a fight. That's your extra back tank of fat that you've had for a long time. That's what makes you a little more insulin resistant, is if you've had that fat on your body for a long amount of time. But the reason that apple cider vinegar is said to help you lose weight is because it does start to go in and attack all of that fat and start releasing it and start releasing that inflammation and start healing things if it's used on a regular basis. And apple cider vinegar is also an appetite suppressant. So when you're taking that, you're feeling a little hungry, maybe you're starting your intermittent fasting and you're starting to get hungry, or you're in your mind, you think I should be eating, or maybe you're just bored and you're starting to emotional eat, or whatever the case, or maybe you're just having a bad day and you want that shot of dopamine. When you put the yummy food in your mouth, you get that shot of dopamine. So it feels good. You feel good for like 15 minutes and it's like you're on a high before you come crashing down because of all the bad crap you just put in there. But your body does release good dopamine in the beginning. So before you go down that route, just be like, pump the brakes, get a little glass of that apple cider vinegar. Really, they should put it in packets, I'm telling you right now, so you can take it with you. Or even have the cocktail already made up and put into a canister. I call it a canister, thermos, whatever. And keep it with you at work or wherever you go. You always have it with you. It has to be refrigerated. So make sure when you get the bottle that says the mother, you shake it up real good and get that soot in there, because that's the stuff that you want. That's the probiotics that help. If you're having a tummy ache, I put it in my little girl's apple juice. If you have having a tummy ache or any kind of, it's just good to ingest it anyway on a daily basis for any inflammations that you might have going on. But keeping it with you so you can get it in when you need to, especially if you just had like some French fries or, a bunch of carbohydrates, a bag of chips, or, like I said, cookies or a Debbie treat or something like that in your day. Way to band-aid that bad behavior. You want to definitely fix the root of it. But if you did break and you did have that stuff, this is something you can have on hand to kind of jump over and help ease the fire, so the damage isn't so bad. So the damage isn't as bad as it could be without it. So then otherwise your insulin stays spiked, your glucose stays spiked, and then you're just going to crash so hard. You start to feel tired after you eat like that anyway. And you could have the rest of the day go about. And then you feel bad about yourself. And then you're going to shame yourself, self-hate, and all the things that come along with breaking your good fast that you were on and feeling good. And then you feel bad. So if you drink that apple cider vinegar and then you just keep on about your day, because now your gut biodome is feeling good. Now your inflammation is in check. Now your insulin levels are in check, and your pH balance is reset inside. And guess what? You're not hungry for that anymore because this curbs your appetite. Then you feel empowered. Then you feel inspired because now you're like, what? Look at me. Look at me. I did it. I didn't break. I could have had that bag of chips. It was right there next to me and I didn't. I didn't have that Debbie treat. It was right there and I didn't. You didn't break. You had your apple cider vinegar. You're feeling good. You're feeling empowered. And that's the feeling you want to take with you in your day, right? That's the feeling you want to end up leaving with in your day. Like, I did that. Oh, I can do that. Can't I? Yes, I can. And it becomes, yes, I can, rather than this daunting thing. Like, oh, I can't do it. That's a curse word in my house, by the way. Don't say that word. So this is a power of, it's a state of mind, right? If you say it, then you think it and you might feel it. But if you say you can, then you'll also think that. What is that saying? If you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, you're right. Like, it's so powerful. It's so true. It's so powerful. So let me just see what else there is. Yes, this is another thing. So I don't know if you can see that on your screen. Where did you go? I have so many tabs open now. Okay, here we go. Can you see that where it says, let's see, wait, potential side effects right there, where it says potential side effects. Let me go back over so I can read it. It says drinking too much apple cider vinegar can also, this is the side effect, cause unwanted nausea or heartburn. Now, what I said to you is drinking it each day, totally fine. I drink in the morning a cocktail and in the evening because I don't want to eat anything and I want to rebalance and reset before I go to bed. So because of that, it's all good. But if you just think, oh, I'm really going to use this all day long and drink, no, everything in moderation, right? That's just how everything works. Everything in moderation. You want to be balanced with all the things that you do. So same thing goes with this. You want to have a balance and drink it in the morning to get your gut and your everything set, and then before you go to bed. And that's how I do it. But it is so good for, especially when you're doing your intermittent fasting journey. Now, is this like a catch-all to all things? No. Should you be okay, comfortable just eating all those carbs and all that sugar, and then knowing that this is going to come in if you drink it right away afterwards, that'll keep all that stuff in check? Don't use this as a crutch like that. You should use this in the proper way. I'm just saying, definitely have it on hand. If you did break and you did have those things, having something that will help keep that glucose down and keep that insulin in check is going to be way better than not. That is all I'm saying about that. So let me show you what it looks like. This is the one you can get because all apple cider vinegar is not created equally. So let me go here. I'm going to share this screen and then go over to, where'd it go? There it is, Bragg. So it's BRAGG. Let me see. Can you see that on your screen? Let me make sure. Yes. See, this is what it looks like. And you see there's like a little red circular label right where it says apple cider vinegar. Let me just see if I can highlight it in any capacity here. Let's see. There we go. See, it says apple cider vinegar, raw and unfiltered. Can I not move this up? What's happening? There we go. See right there, it says that oval says with the mother. That is what you have to have it say. It needs to say with the mother. I don't get the big ones that are in the plastic because I just don't think that it preserves well. And we got enough doctors finding too much plastic in our brains already. So I go with the glass bottles. But you can get a big size glass bottle for like $6. And again, you're only using like a couple of teaspoons or a tablespoon each time. So it lasts for quite some time. Mine will last like around 3 months. So, but I also, with my kids, like I said, I put it in the apple juice, just a little teaspoon in my daughter's apple juice. We call it half and half because I don't give her straight apple juice. It's too much sugar. But I'll put half apple juice, organic apple juice, and half water with a teaspoon of this apple cider vinegar to help with her gut and inflammation, especially since she had the cancer. It's just important to, keep the measures up over there. But also, you guys have to look at the back of these juices that you're putting in your body. The juices that go in, you gotta check the labels. Don't let it have malic acid in it or aspartame. There are brands out there that say organic and they have malic acid and aspartame. Mott's apple juice is one of them. And they took it off the shelves for a little bit because it is linked so much cancer, the malic acid. But the aspartame also, same thing. Rats, testing it on the rats. I know, I'm sorry, they do it, animal testing. got to test it somewhere, right? Got to protect ourselves. But aspartame and malic acid were directly giving these rats, when injected over periods of time, tumors, cancer tumors. It's not worth it. And there's so many brands that have, I get the generic local brand for my grocery store, and it doesn't have anything but apples and water. Like, I get the no sugar added. But just a little bit of 2 cents on this whole apple cider vinegar. I have not seen that. No, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to watch it and see what is it that people are saying about that. I'm just read a comment about the new Netflix series called Apple Cider Vinegar. So we'll see about that. We'll tune in. Don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything, because I definitely do want to look into that and see what it has to say. I can imagine that if this, multi-billion dollar industry feels threatened by these natural derivatives that people are becoming aware of and starting to use and starting to get their ailments in check, I could imagine that they would want to do anything that they could to shut it down. And, they don't want you to heal yourself. They like to keep you sick. So then you're reliant on them and their drugs and their kickbacks. So I hate to sound like one of those people, but that's just how it is. It's just how it goes. It's how the world goes around, right? But it doesn't mean that we can't find ways to educate ourselves and make our own decisions, because it's our life at the end of the day. And you have to choose what's right for you and what's not. So I'm just here to put the information out to you and my expertise advice. And really, at the end of the day, it's like, booty holes. We all have them. It's just advice. You guys can do what you want. It's your life. But I do hope that you can at least put a thought into it and be like, let me do some research on myself. Let me do some research myself on this subject and see what there is to find about it. You just have to really trust your resources. You have to know where you're getting it from, like health.gov, Mayo Clinic, anything that's got some standing in the medical world is definitely, just do your research. Look, and the people who have spent their lives studying this, Dr. Berg and Dr. Mendy are my two go-tos, because they were both doctors in the big corporate industry of being a doctor, working in a medical facility that is part of the corporate branch. And they both were like, no, why are we pushing this, or being pressured to push certain drugs for a kickback because your facility needs to have their numbers up to get their kickback or their donation or their money towards their facility. So, I really have a lot of respect for the people that do leave the mainstream industry and trying to work their lifetime in studies and knowledge and what they've found out about certain things that can help heal you and aid in a better life for you, without going down the rabbit hole of all these medications, and then one medication causes issues with this organ, and then you need another medication to get this in check because now your blood pressure is out of control, and now you need the other medication because now your heart rate is erratic, and then before you know it, you're on 6 medications. I know, I've seen clients come to me that know me from being a holistic trainer and nutritionist. So they'll come to me being like, I don't want to be on all these things. It's damaging my insides. It's making me feel terrible. Help me. And then we start a whole program. So if you or somebody that you know needs some advice, or you need to get on a track that is different than the one that you're on, and you're looking for a little help, I am here for you. Please do message me. You can send it to Behind the Layers Podcast at gmail.com. That's Behind the Layers Podcast, everything spelled out, at gmail.com. And I will reach out to you and we can get you moving on something. And also, if you have a subject that you would love for me to deep dive in and kind of uncover, or something like today's episode was about people reaching out to me about the oh my gosh, why can't I say it now? The tape for the muscles for the face and the body. So that's why we dove into that, because somebody did reach out about it. And kinesiology, thank you. Oh my gosh, brain fog. So the kinesiology, somebody reached out to me and I thought, what a great subject, because I know there are a lot of people who do want to know about that. Does the taping help? Does the face taping help? Does the kinesiology body taping help? And absolutely, for the clients that I've worked with that we've done rehabilitation, or you know that your body is prone to those things, definitely using that. The electrodes machines that we talked about, also using that. And the face tape, you guys, I'm a true believer. If you guys are just joining this, I see some people are just joining in. Go back and watch this from the beginning. My podcast is about to end, but you should go back and watch it from the beginning. We've got a lot of great information that is very little money to invest in such a big self-care, something to have in your repertoire, to have at home. We're all about that self-care life. Living your best life from the inside out means living your best life from the inside out. You can't live your best life if you are plagued with all of these ailments and aches and pains and swelling and body malfunctions, and you're not living your best life. And you're certainly not living your best life if you're on a million medications. So this channel is all about that, all about how to cater to your body and give it what it needs the most and the best. And most of the time, it doesn't cost a penny. It's just about how you reevaluate the things in your life. And if I'm offering anything on this channel, it is always going to be very cost effective and also effective. Like, I've used it before and it's effective. So I don't put anything out there that I don't believe in, and I'm not paid for putting any of this stuff out there other than you guys being so gracious and supporting my channel and loving my content, which I am so grateful for. So thank you so much for those of you that are donating to the channel. I really do appreciate it. It does help me support my family. So it is, and it's a dream of mine. So I really do appreciate your support and support in that way, and just showing up, period. So messages in inbox. Thank you, Bo. Where did you send the messages to? If you send them to behind the layers podcast@gmail.com, I will get them directly and not have to worry about what just happened with me with Facebook and being totally blocked out and shut out. So if you guys have been trying to reach out to me on Facebook, I have been blocked out. For those of you that don't know, I just now got back in after almost 4 weeks. Today is the first day I got back in. So if you have sent me a message, please give me a little grace time to go through it and get all of them answered and replied to. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. If you haven't already, like and subscribe wherever you're watching this podcast from, and you will get notified every time I go live and post up something. I'm constantly posting. If you haven't gone to my threads, you have to go to threads. It's at Cara Chris TV. I have so many great recipes there, you guys, that are quick, easy, keto friendly, paleo, some vegan friendly, recipes that are so good. They're ways to manipulate your food without losing the flavor. I'm all about that flavor. I'm a recovering foodie, so it's a daily struggle. I do really love food in that manner, but I have to find ways. And now there's so many fun ways that are quick and easy and so healthy for you that are still so tasty and yummy. And I post those up on my threads at Cara Chris TV, so you guys can see them too. But you don't have to sacrifice eating yummy food and feeling guilty about it. You can now eat yummy food and feel good about it because you know you just put some good stuff in your body. It's all about what you combine together to make these things. And thankfully, there are so many people moving in that direction that they're constantly posting up things, which I love, because I do get bored with eating the same types of things, especially when you come from a competition world where you're just constantly eating the same 3 rotation of things all throughout your days, throughout your weeks, throughout your months, throughout your years. It just gets a lot. So it's great that there are so many options out there. So I really do appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to sharing is caring. Send this to anybody that you know needs a little motivation or guidance. And remember, behind the layers podcast@gmail.com. You can send me information there that you want me to dive into, uncover the facts, the truths, the myths about the beauty, fitness, and wellness industry. And that's what we do here on Peeling Back the Layers, Behind the Layers podcast. I thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Bo, for letting me know my sound was off. That was huge. I appreciate that. Thank you guys that have been on here to support and watch the stream today. I hope you found some great information and that you are going to work towards in 2025 living your best life from the inside out. Until next week, I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, Bo. Thank you.